Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the top baby names for 2020 and beyond. And I'm so excited to be filming this because I haven't done a baby names video in so long. If you haven't seen my previous ones, I will link them in the description. I've made a few videos before about baby names that I love but won't be using. But today I wanted to talk to you about the baby names that are on the rise, that are likely to become very popular in the coming years. And there are so many different baby name lists that you can use online, but the one that I'm using is from Nameberry, and they literally monitor what names are searched the most, clicked on the most, and like interacted with. So we can assume that these names, which have had a lot of interest, are going to be very popular in the future for 2020 and beyond. So I'm going to share with you the top 10 boys names and the top 10 girls names. And I'm also really excited because this video is a collab with my dear friend SJ Strum. You may know her. If you love baby names, you will love her channel. She does a baby name Monday video every single Monday where she talks about rare names, unique names, trendy names, all sorts of different baby names. And I am not planning on having any more babies, but I still love watching those videos. But she also does other great content. She talks about gentle parenting, positive parenting. She does family vlogs. She has 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, and they are like an English Scandinavian family. They're just gorgeous. We've been friends for over 5 years, since the very beginning of when we both started out on YouTube. She's someone that I go to for advice, and she's just fabulous. So I would urge you to go and check out her channel. And today she is doing a video about the top baby names for 2019 and also the trends of the past decade and why people were naming their children what they were naming them. We were talking about the video that she's filming, and it is super interesting. So after you've watched this video, definitely go over, check her out, subscribe, tell her that I sent you, because she is just fabulous. So let's jump into the names. I'm going to go from number 10 down to number 1, so hold on for those top spots, and I'm also going to alternate girl to boy names. So in 10th place of girl names that are going to be popular in 2020, it is Ophelia. This is a name of Greek origin and it means help, and apparently it was invented by Hamlet, who named a heroine after it, but it's also been quite popular with some celebrity babies. Roald Dahl has a daughter called Ophelia, and Dave Grohl just named his little girl Ophelia as well. And in 10th place for boys names that are going to be popular in 2020, it is the name Arav. And when I read this, I thought, I haven't met anyone named Arav before, but this name can be shortened to Ravi, and I've definitely heard that name before. It's actually the most popular Indian name in the US, and it is of Hindi origin, and it means peaceful, and it's also associated to wisdom. And in 9th place for the girls, it is the name Maeve, and I think that this name is absolutely adorable. It's of Irish origin, and apparently it means she who intoxicates. So I wasn't sure about the meaning, but I love that it's a really like nice, short, sweet and stylish name, but it also at the same time feels like it has heritage behind it. So yeah, I really like it. Let me know what you guys think. And in 9th place for boys, it is the name Atticus, and I love this name. I actually follow an influencer whose son is called Atticus, and that's where I first heard it. But I love that it's a very unique name, but it's not weird in any way. It's a Greek and Latin name, and it means from Attica, which basically means from Athens. I think it's a really strong name, and there is actually an Atticus Baldwin as well. And in 8th place for the girls' names, it is the name Emilia, which is a beautiful name, but I feel like it's been popular for a long time in the UK, US and Canada, but apparently it is on the rise. And the article that I was reading about it really made me laugh, because it said Emilia is one of the hottest names because it is an update for the overused name Emily, which made me laugh. But I must admit, growing up with my name. There was always another Emily in my class, although you don't meet many babies nowadays named Emily. But apparently Emilia is like an updated version of that. It's a German name originally, which means work, fertility and productivity. And in 8th place for the boys' names, it's another very classic name. It is the name Jack, which I love, and Jack was always on my baby names list, so much so that we actually named my youngest son Jackson because we thought it was like a little bit different from the name Jack. But now the name Jackson has become very, very popular on its own. So yes, apparently Jack is on the rise. It means God is gracious. It has been popular all around the world since medieval times, and it was so popular back then that they would actually just call a man a Jack. Like, it just became like a saying because there were so many Jacks. So yes, it's been #1 many times, but it is back in the rise. And in 7th place for girls' names, it is the name Cora, which sounds so stylish, so fashionable, but simple at the same time. It's of Greek origin and it means maiden, and it's kind of an update on names like Nora, Corrine and Coralie as well. So let me know, what do you think of the name Cora? And in 7th place for boys, it is the name Theodore, which I just love. I think it's adorable but classic and also feels a little bit posh as well. And if you thought that Theodore was too much of a big name or mouthful for a baby, there are some really nice nicknames. You could call them Theo, or Teddy is also a really popular one. And in 6th place for the girls, it is the name Aida, which I must admit I've never met anyone before called Aida, but it's beautiful and a really nice alternative to the extremely popular name Ava. It also means noble and apparently has become super stylish. And in 6th place for boys' names is the name Oliver. Now this has been such a popular name in the UK and Australia, but it's now gaining its popularity in the US. It means olive tree, so it's linked to peace and fruitfulness, and it's deemed as a name that is good-natured and stylish at the same time. And the article that I was reading about this name said it goes really well with single-syllable surnames like Oliver Stone. And in 5th place for girls' names is the name Charlotte, which again is a very classic name. I feel like there's quite a few in this list, but I reckon it's growing in popularity because of little Princess Charlotte, which is the Princess of Cambridge. So it's a really elegant, classic, royal name, which is the feminine version of Charles. And I personally love this name because I like that they can be nicknamed Lottie as a child, but then when they grow up, if they want to have more of a like professional grown-up name, then they can be Charlotte as well. And in 5th place for the boys is the name Silas, which again is a name that I hadn't heard before, but it's actually a biblical name from the New Testament. There was a Saint Silas, and these biblical names are actually becoming quite trendy, like the name Caleb and Linus as well. So Caleb is actually my middle son's name, and it was funny, when he was a newborn baby, I remember an elderly lady asked me what his name was, and I said his name was Caleb, and she looked at me like she had no filter, and she was just like, where did that come from? And I took great pleasure in saying it came from the Bible. And in 4th place for girls' names is the name Luna, which is a gorgeous name. It's of Italian origin and it means moon, but it's thought that this name is on the rise because of the Harry Potter character Luna Lovegood, but also some quite high-profile babies. Chrissy Teigen and John Legend named their little baby Luna. Also Uma Thurman has a Luna, and Penelope Cruz has a little baby Luna as well. And in 4th place for boys' names is the name Jasper, which again I love. I love a J name, and it's a little bit unique again. But I view this as such a British name, but it's actually of Persian origin and it means bringer of treasure. But it's thought that this name is rocketing and rising in popularity because there is a Jasper in the Twilight books. Jackson came to find me because he was missing me, so he'll help me with the rest of the video. But in 3rd place for girls' names, it's the name Aurora. And we've actually got a friend called Aurora, don't we? Yeah, and it means dawn, and it's also a place in Canada, so I happen to love this name. But yeah, it's rising in popularity. And in 3rd place for boys' names is the name Archie, which means truly brave, And it made global news because it was a very surprising name for the newborn royal baby from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Meghan and Harry. No one was expecting the royal baby to be called Archie, but I think it's adorable. We know a few Archies as well, so I'm a fan, but let me know what you think about it. And at number 2 for girls' names is the name Isla, which is a Scottish name. Isla, which means island, and I feel like this is quite a popular name already. We know quite a few little girls called Isla, so I'm surprised to see that it will stay popular for 2020 and beyond. But lots of people are still searching it, and it is on the rise, and it's a beautiful name. It was also in the Harry Potter books, and there also are a few celebrities called Isla, like Isla Fisher. And at number 2 for boys' names is the name Asher, which is of Hebrew origin, and it means fortunate, blessed and happy one. So it comes from the Hebrew word Osher, which means happiness. So I love all of that meaning behind it. And although it's a name you may not have heard very often, it's actually a biblical name and it's from the Old Testament. So I really like this one. Let me know what you guys think. And it's also been made popular because there was a character in Gossip Girl that was called Asher. And in the number 1 spot for girls' names that are likely to be popular in 2020, it is the name Olivia, which I was quite surprised about because I feel like this name has been popular forever and has been at the number 1 spot in the past. But this name has been popular since the 13th century. Originally, Shakespeare made it a popular name and it's still going strong. We talked about the name Oliver earlier. This is the feminine version of that. And although it's big in the UK, it is now growing in popularity in the US, Australia and Canada as well. And I love that Olivia can be shortened to Liv, Livy and Olive as well. And the number 1 name for boys in 2020, this is one that Namebury have predicted because so many people have showed interest in this and enthusiasm in this little boy's name. It is the name Milo, which is absolutely adorable. It means soldier and merciful as well. It's not a name that you hear very often at the moment, but maybe Milo is going to become very popular. But that is all of the names that I wanted to share with you. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite, any of them that really surprised you, and if any of your children actually named these names. And don't forget to go over and check out SJ's video on the most popular names of the last decade. And I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks again, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!